Welcome back. This is a Story of the Week, and today we are talking education. We are discussing the 2018 Teaching and Learning International Survey, and we are chatting to Elijah Mhlanga from the Department of Basic Education, the National Teachers Union's Professor Sitwala Imenda, Nomusa Cembi from SADTU, and Equal Education's Hopolang Selebalo. I'm going to come back to you, Professor, to start off with, and we ended off there on a note of looking for some of the positives coming out. What did you see from this report that gave you hope and encouragement, and that is validating the work already being done in the education sector?
Thank you very much for that question. One of the things we noted was that although this was mainly a comparative study, which was really normative referenced in the sense that South Africa was being compared to other countries, the important thing from the point of view of the National Teachers Union is that it provided a lot of baseline information. This baseline information can now assist the Department of Education to plan properly going forward. So instead of focusing on how South Africa performed in relation to other countries, the one positive thing is that we now have baseline data that can assist us to gauge and plan where we want to be, for instance, in the next 5 years, when the next cycle of evaluation takes place. Now, with that in mind, one also has to question the department against chasing too many shadows. It's time to prioritize. We can say this is where we are now, but we may not be able to achieve everything at the same time. So the department ought to prioritize and set targets that are realistic, so that when the next cycle takes place, we can easily say that we have moved. We have to understand that South Africa is on a developmental trajectory. So there's no need for us to set unrealistic targets. We have to say now, in relation to all these issues that came out, were already known. The important thing is that the teacher was given a voice. And by giving the teachers a voice, all the things that the unions have been asking the department to do came out. The department also wishes to base these decisions and actions on evidence. So now the evidence has come out, which has corroborated what the teacher unions have been saying. And it's time now for the department to start acting in relation to the priorities that have come out of this report, so that in the next cycle, we can see that South Africa has shifted from where it was 5 years ago, meaning 2018, to where it is going to be when the next evaluation cycle is conducted. So that is one very important positive thing that we can say came out of this report.
All right, thank you. I want to come back to you, Elijah, and just have a look at some of the numbers. Over 2,000 teachers took part in the survey, and over 169 principals took part. What kind of a cross-section of South African society was used for the survey?
Well, it was men and women, young and old, from across the provinces, all of them, and of different ages, of course, black and white, Indian, colored, everyone.
All from public schools?
We wanted to, yes. We wanted to understand from everyone how they view the system now and what experiences they have. The report wasn't supposed to be a comparative one. That was not the intention. It was just an information gathering exercise for purposes of informing policy, and we're happy that we've been able to do that, and we'll go forward with that report having been taken into account in planning and policy formulation.
South Africans do tend to be quite competitive. We have big dreams, and we want to reach the kind of international levels of excellence quicker than what perhaps is practically achievable. Yeah. Do you think that sets us back? The professor was saying there that we need to set achievable goals. I'm going to come to you here, Nomusa, in saying that not necessarily where we want to be in 10 years and aim broadly in that direction, but to set small, step-by-step, achievable goals. Is that something that you feel is happening?
I feel it is happening, but what is needed as soon as yesterday. The teachers have spoken. In one of the questions in this report was what would the teacher do if the teacher was given the budget? What would the teacher prioritize? And overwhelmingly, the teachers said they would go for smaller class sizes and for better remuneration. So the teachers have spoken, and I feel those should be taken into account as a matter of urgency.
Okay, super. Thank you very much for your time. All of you, we've unfortunately run out of time. We have been speaking to Professor Sitwala Imenda, to Elijah Mhlanga, to Hopolang Selebalo, and Nomusa Cembi. Thank you very much for your time. A very important issue, and definitely not overlooking the progress made in the education sector. Thank you for your work.